Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm here with another video. Super excited to share the garden with you guys today. As you can see, things are still really lush and green here. It's the beginning of September. Things are starting to cool off and we're starting to get some really nice weather here and the plants are just loving it. So today we're going to do a couple things. First, I have a bunch more tomatoes that I have to show you guys and harvest. I'm going to show you the progress of my gourd plants, and then we're going to go and feed our plants. First of all, guys, take a look at this lovely tomato plant here. We are getting continuous harvests of these lovely red beauties, and it's completely full. This variety is called Mountain Magic, and it's a larger variety of cherry tomatoes, and cherry tomatoes in general do very well here in the desert. And we have lots more coming. It's a non-stop tomato season this year. Over here we have some Heatmaster tomatoes. As you can see, they're doing very well. Bunches and bunches of lovely red beauties everywhere. This one right here is a mushroom basket, and I'm gonna go and pick this one even though it's not fully red yet, just because I'm just going to let it ripen on the counter, and that'll avoid any pests from getting it before I do. And we're continuing to get these lovely green zebra tomatoes, as well as the queen of the night tomatoes over there. But today I'm most excited to share this tomato with you guys. It's the Sartre Roloise. It's an heirloom tomato that's yellow and purple, and this one looks absolutely ready for picking. Aren't these just so cool, you guys? Look how unique and beautiful this tomato is. I cannot wait to try it. I've been super excited about these ever since I started the seeds. They almost look painted. What a unique color combination. They should get a little bit more yellow and ripened on the counter. Like I said before, I try to pick my tomatoes pretty early. So we'll grab all those tomatoes in the end, you guys, and I'll show you the final result of today's little tomato harvest. But first, I want to kind of show you guys a little bit of the gourd updates that we have going on. So for whatever reason, we kind of had a late start to our gourds. But as you can see, there's one of the beauties right here, growing really well. And there's one way behind this jungle here. You can see right there. Isn't that so exciting, guys? I am a gourd gardener, so without these in my garden, it doesn't feel like a successful season. And I'm so happy that they're actually growing and doing well. You know, it's always a little bit nerve-wracking when you get towards the end of the season and you don't see the fruit that you're expecting, but I didn't go too crazy with the amount of gourds I planted this year just because I don't need an overwhelming amount. But as you can see, there's still some female flowers here. This one looks like hopefully it was pollinated, so we have plenty more to come. And here's a couple more female flowers on this side of the garden. This one's gonna get pollinated by me today after it opens up. These gourd flowers are bottle gourd, and they open up in the evening time. They usually naturally get pollinated by moths and such. So as we go down to this plant, we have another beautiful gourd right here. Looking excellent, growing very well. Bitter gourds have been doing excellently too, and we've been getting a really consistent production with these, thankfully. I love bitter gourds so much, you guys. These gourds are relatively maintenance free, you guys. The only thing that I have to do sometimes is spray it down with BT because it can get some caterpillars. But our loofah gourd is extremely maintenance free. This right here in my hand is a female flower of the loofah gourd, and the plant is full of female flowers, but they haven't grown too big yet and they haven't really bloomed yet. We've just been getting blooms of the male flowers right now. But seriously, guys, loofah gourd is such a rewarding plant. If you guys haven't tried it, you really should. As you can see, this whole trellis, this is mostly loofah gourd in here, providing me with this awesome and relaxing shade. It has actually zero pest damage. I've never dealt with any pests with my loofah gourd. And you know, the only thing is they're very late producing, so as it gets colder, it gets a little bit more and more nerve-wracking to see how much loofah we're gonna get. One season, they all set fruit, and then we had a freeze the next day, which destroyed everything. So, but I planted an early growing variety, and I think these seeds were actually ones that I harvested myself from growing here in the desert. So hopefully it's all acclimated, and hopefully we get a nice good production before winter sets. We have about 2 months left of the growing season or so, so we'll see. And finally, you guys, so when the plants get to this stage and we're nearing the end of the growing season, and periodically throughout the growing season. There's literally 2 ways that I fertilize this garden. So let's make a meal for my plants. So I keep things pretty simple here in the desert garden, you guys. I usually just do a little bit of manure. This has some manure with potting mix mixed into it that I had left over. So we're gonna toss that in. Lots of good nutrients. So any type of compost works there. And then I usually throw in one of these granular fertilizers. So this is Garden Tone, and that's what I'll use for the vegetables. I use this mix for other things like perennials too, and then for those I'll use the specific tones for whatever I'm using it on. So just a bit of that, no measuring or anything, just nice and simple. And then sometimes I'll add in some extra things like worm castings and whatnot too, just to get that additional boost for the plants. So just mix that together and we just feed at the base of the plants. So as you can see here, my tomatoes are struggling a little bit. See how they've yellowed? Probably getting a little too much water. There's definitely some caterpillar damage on there too. But just to strengthen them up, I'll just use this mixture, go around the base of the plants. I'll put it near the drip line so that they'll start to decompose with waterings. And that's about it. So guys, I'll use that solid fertilizer for especially plants that are looking a little yellow. I'll put this under the gourd plants too so that they can produce stronger blooms and fruit. But the other fertilizer I do is a liquid fertilizer, and I apply about once every week or once every 2 weeks. So this is super easy as well, you guys. I have my sprayer here. I have my little measuring cup, and I'm going to put about 2 ounces for 2 gallons. And what I'll do around this time of year is I'll do half of this liquid kelp, and of course half of this fish fertilizer. You can do one or the other or both of them mixed. I've done it each way and I've gotten really good results every time. And be forewarned guys, this stuff really stinks, especially the fish fertilizer, but after you spray it, your garden will stink for a good while and then it'll wear off pretty quickly. Anyways, just pour that in. Set that right there. And you just spray the plants. So this is foliar feeding, you guys, and you want to make sure to get all leaves of your plants nice and drenched. Definitely want to get the underside of the leaves because that's where plants take a lot of their nutrients up from. That's all I do, guys, to feed my plants. I keep it really simple here, like I said. You want to get everything really nice and soaked and dripping. And you'll notice that the plants are vibrant within a few hours or even the next day. It's really, really good fertilizer. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and go through the garden and finish up the rest of this process. Give everything a good dose of this feed, and I'll show you the tomato harvest as soon as I'm done picking it. And we'll end the video right here, guys, but if you have any questions or anything, any comments, please let me know. If you liked the video, please share a like, share it with your friends. And if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe so that you can keep getting updates with my desert garden. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Oh, and one more thing. These peaches aren't ready yet, but look how amazing they're starting to look on my little dwarf peach tree. I absolutely love this tree. I've had it for a few years now. Completely loaded, as you can see. Look at that. Isn't that just amazing?